Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is up, Marvel fans? We are not even going to sugarcoat anything. We just finished watching episode 4 of Moon Knight. Today, we're doing a review as part of the podcast episode. We're going to talk about episode 4 of Moon Knight and then go into a whole slew of new Marvel Funko Pops that were announced. But thank you for joining us for episode 69 of the Carbonite Convos podcast. I think this one's starting a little different because my mind was just completely I feel like someone just reached into my head, stuck a finger in my brain, and then just fiddled their finger around watching that episode. Yeah. I didn't expect that at all, bro.
You know, to be completely honest, the first, I'd say 90% of the episode was kind of what I expected to happen. Like I couldn't have told you, where Arthur was going to show up and the exact details of it. But, if from the name of the episode called The Tomb, I expected them to find some sort of tomb involving Amit inside of a pyramid, and there's going to be some sort of chase to get there, right? That's probably to be expected. But that scene at the end, throughout that whole time, I kind of felt from Stephen and Mark's perspective, like he says, I can't tell what's real and what's dreams. Right there, I could not have told you what was what. Was that real, or is he asleep? Is he dead? We don't know.
So let me get your opinion. Everything we've seen up to this point, has that been real?
I think it's been real. I think that last scene was inside of their brain.
Okay.
So I feel like that's why Stephen was locked in the sarcophagus. There's this other something locked in the sarcophagus. Okay.
Yeah.
And this hippo goddess thing.
Well, if you notice, the hippo had the scarab on her. I don't know if it was a necklace, but the scarab was kind of the centerpiece in her chest. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if maybe the scarab is his guide or what it is, but holy hell, it's like it was completely normal. And what was weird was when he got shot, or I think right before he got shot, I clicked on the screen to see how much time was left, and it still had a good 10 to 10 minutes left. So I was thinking, okay, so we have a good 6 minutes left. He's shot, bullets in him, and now where do we go from here? Because usually a typical
he's not going to die.
No, he's not going to die. But also a typical episode, this is where it ends, with him sinking in this water, and then the theme music pops up and it says produced by Kevin Feige, directed by so and so.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh man, spoiler for
they're really gonna do this to us again.
And then the screen goes white. And sidestep, no wonder why these these mental health facilities, no wonder why people I don't know, continue to be crazy in them. I couldn't stand being in an all white room.
No way.
Just watching that made me feel uncomfortable. And dude, just the 180-degree turn that episode took was, I can't think of anything else in the MCU to compare it to,
No, and what's interesting about the MCU is, we say this all the time, the further we get into it, the more unique and the newer concepts are going to be. So
yeah,
all these characters that are established in the comics, they are bringing them to life. They are bringing them to the 21st century, to 2022, making them relevant and not altering the story, but adapting it to a way that works,
Well, that, and yeah, it's very, because mental health is a very prevalent issue in our society. There's no denying that. So getting a show focused on this type of disorder, it really helps you. It really just puts things into perspective, because we don't even have this disorder, or I don't think I do. I think everything is real, but watching that end, you and me had the same exact face as Mark. We're both sitting there just super confused, not knowing what's going on, not knowing, is this real? The past month that we've spent watching these episodes, has that been real? And you think of it from Mark's perspective. He's sitting there thinking, these past X amount of time, I'm Moon Knight, I'm whoever, I'm all this. I've gone on all these adventures. Unfortunately I've killed all these people. Was that real? So it really puts things into perspective.
God, man, I really don't know where it's going to go from here, because
Where can we go?
I said it during the reaction. I feel as if maybe the gods that are currently alive maybe don't have good intentions. And that's why we saw 10 or 12 gods that
10,
were
yeah. And
turned
then
into
Amit.
the statues, and then Amit. So that makes 11. And now this, I guess the scarab maybe can count in that too. So we know of at least 12 gods that exist that are dead or living in
They're
brain or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. They're trapped. Exactly. So I feel as if we need some answers as to what happened with Mark and Layla's dad that night that he was killed and that Mark was shot and left for dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it was obviously very traumatic. And that's where these personalities on both ends, but that's probably where the personalities formed from. And I'm guessing Khonshu found him and like saved him or whatever. He kind of explained it a little bit in like the first episode or two, but we need to know what happened in order to really understand him.
I think we know what happened.
Do we though? He said his partner.
Yeah, I would assume that sort of on this type of quest that they're on now, they were archaeologists trying to prove that Egyptian gods walk among us. And the way I see it is maybe they were getting fairly close. And his partner wanted all that glory to himself.
Right.
And that's how we got where we are now. And somewhere Khonshu steps in and saves Mark. I assume that Khonshu saved Mark from what was supposed to be his death.
Sure.
But
I want to know the motive behind his partner. First off, what were they doing there in the first place besides looking for treasure? Because it seems as if Layla's dad had a higher intention, right?
That's what I think the intention was.
Why was Mark there? We don't know why Mark was there yet, but I want to know the motive and the reasoning for his partner to turn and kill everyone in cold blood.
Well, that's what I was just trying. I think maybe we're reading a little too much into it, but I think it is a little simpler in the fact that they were this team of archaeologists were on this not dig excursion quest or whatever you want to call it, to prove and to follow these clues and prove that Egyptian gods walk among us. Like, I think that was the fountain of youth, the holy grail of what they were looking for. And I think that because Mark was supposed to die. Khonshu stepped in and Khonshu saved him. But I think they had to have been within reaching distance of that holy grail that they were searching for. And his partner just got too greedy, wanted the credit for himself. Maybe he wanted to be an avatar and he did not get chosen, or whatever it is. He just got too greedy and decided to go ham on everybody. And that's where Khonshu saved Mark. What I think is an interesting part is him and Layla. Layla said they what does she say? They met because of that. Right. I think that's kind of a very I'm not good with my words today, but
it's a heavy topic.
Well, it's heavy, but it's kind of like harrowing. No pun intended because of Arthur Harrow, but it's kind of a harrowing fact that they are married and they only met because Mark was there when her father was murdered.
Right.
So I would like to know, why did they meet? Was he trying to?
Well, that's what Layla said.
What was it?
As far as Layla thinks, it's because he had a guilty conscience.
Yes.
Conscience.
I was about to say. I was like, a guilty what? I'm kidding. But yeah, man, it's super interesting because we'll back to the end scene
Right.
again, because I think we need to just
There's a lot to unload.
explain more how confused we were about it. But man, the episode up until this point is very interesting. And I think what we're about to see in Doctor Strange, what we got a slight hint of in Loki with Miss Minutes popping up in front of us, is that the MCU, it might not be this family friendly franchise that it always has been. There's been death, there's been grief and sadness and all this, but man, we didn't see it, but we heard. I would have rather seen than heard the noises that we heard of this monster or mummy, whatever the hell it was, rip out this dude's organs and just feast on his innards. We listened to that live. So I don't think 5 or 6 years ago in the MCU that we would expect that, but I'm not surprised in this series.
Like, imagine one of the what's the
Ultron
army?
bot,
Not Ultron
Chitauri?
bots. The Chitauri, thank you. Imagine one of the Chitauri just biting into Cap's skin or something like that. That would have never happened.
No, and I don't know. We're dealing with a very heavy topic in general, and MCU movies have always had deeper meanings than the surface, but I don't know, man. This one is different, and they're going for those what are they? The shock factors where they pop out. What is it called?
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Well,
shock
like
factors.
in horror movies when they pop out.
Oh, jump scare.
Yeah, they're going with some of those, and we kind of jumped a little bit when Layla gets pulled back into the dark crevice, but the MCU's doing that. I think they're preparing us for Multiverse of Madness, because it was supposed to be a horror genre. Now we know it's PG-13, so maybe something happened along the way.
Right.
But
That's only a couple weeks. That's less than 2 weeks away. Or 16
That's awesome.
days. 15 days from right now.
That's 2 weeks. That's two damn weeks.
2 weeks.
And I think they're trying to prepare us. Wow. We get the season finale the day before Doctor Strange.
Yep.
There's we can say that it was the pandemic, all this shit, but man,
it's planned. It's planned.
Has to be. It's the exact same when it was the exact episode of What If coming out before the No Way Home trailer.
Right.
Dude, I'm very excited for the finale. I'm excited for next week just to figure out what in the world is going on. But episode 6 leading into Multiverse of Madness, we're going to get the finale of Moon Knight and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where we could very well see Spider-Man again. We could very well see so many heroes. We're going to see Professor X. We're going to see multiple Wandas, multiple Stranges. It's going to be nuts.
I need to go back. I want to go back and rewatch the couple episodes about like the Ultimate Strange in What If, just to kind of jog the memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's always good to do.
I wish I would have watched all the X-Men over again. I haven't seen those, and I haven't even seen all of them, but I haven't seen those in years.
Right.
Yeah, man, that is going to be nuts. It's going to be going back to Moon Knight, though. I think if you would have told me 3 days ago that at the end of this episode we'd see a talking hippo, I wouldn't even know what
are you on, and can I have some?
Can I have just a little bit?
Just a little bit. I don't want to be talking about hippos. I want to be talking.
You've watched what is it? How I Met Your Mother. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. Yeah. So that end sequence was just so weird because of all of these factors that we see him realizing in this white room, but also piecing together that they've been significant parts of the series so far. We see Arthur's shoes, which the opening scene of the series was him crushing glass, putting it in his shoes and walking in them. So we have his shoes, his cane, which is how he judges souls through Amit, or vice versa. We see him with the movie Stephen Grant, and
Right.
this famous archaeologist and all this. And then the one that threw me was he's holding a Moon Knight action figure. And I apologize for calling it a doll in the reaction, because they're not dolls, they're action figures. But there were so many.
It seems like everything we saw in the White Room was something about the show. Like, one thing that stood out to me was the poster on the wall of like the city with the mountains in the back. That was the scene where he's in the car, like driving backwards, where he throws the gun.
Yep, where we first see Kanju.
Or exactly. So it's almost like he's trying to get tricked into thinking he made all that stuff up.
Yes, you're exactly right. Dude, it's just freaky, and it's that sort of mind-bending episode where it just makes you question everything so far.
Right.
We see the statues and the busts of these Egyptian gods, and I don't know if his name is Arthur, but Stephen's psychiatrist in that room. It's weird. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, man. I really don't know. Great save.
Did you hear that?
No, I saw.
I turned my mic off for my sneeze.
That was great timing. Great timing. No, man. What's weird is it seems like Arthur has a lot of control in there, because why else would I get Stephen? No, it was Mark. It was Mark who was out. Why else would Mark have been drugged like that, besides if someone did it to him? I guess we can't answer that because we don't know what's happening.
It is very hard to answer because let's go in real time. The last thing that let's say that everything that's happened in Moon Knight so far is reality. And then this last scene is something weird, just something like you say, it's in his brain, something crazy going on, which I think very well could be the case. The last thing that we see in this quote reality is he gets shot and he's sinking in this water. At first, it's a very shallow puddle, and then at some point, it becomes this deep, never-ending pool, and we see him just sinking into it. So the last thing in reality that we see is him getting shot, and if somebody gets shot twice in the chest, you assume they're going to die. So this could very well be a very near-death experience that he's having right now. And for someone who has this severe mental illness that literally affects reality for you, this could be a very just trippy near-death experience that he's having. I don't really know how to explain what's going on, but the last thing in reality we see is him pretty much dying, and then we see this crazy scene at the very end. So I have to think that you're exactly right, that this is something in his mind, and it's something with the water that he's in, because it's water in this ancient tomb.
Right.
So
there was something about it, like he was floating in it. Why would it be surrounded right around the mummy?
I feel like it would have dried up after
almost
a couple thousand years.
Almost kind of like holy water type,
or
something, or ceremonial water, like
that. I think of Thor in Age of Ultron, where Thor goes into the water and he has his apocalyptic vision where he's here physically, but his mind goes elsewhere, and he sees the Infinity Stones forming in the stars. He sees the destruction of Asgard. There's something with this water and this tomb that is keeping him alive. So I don't know what that is. I think we will get a lot more. Obviously, we'll get a lot more answers next week. But yeah, man, it's super interesting episode. And for those of you who don't know, we had a lot of technical difficulties last night at 3 a.m. that we weren't able to watch it. We tried for about an hour to get things running, but we had to call it quits. Alec worked today to get it changed.
It was what you would call a bad time.
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm kind of looking back. I'm a little glad that I didn't watch this episode right before going to
Yeah,
sleep.
man, that would have been like really hard to go right back to bed after.
Yeah, because I'd imagine myself just staring up at my ceiling, like, what the
And
hell
just
did I
hearing
just
the
watch?
clicking noise.
The
Ugh, yuck.
I just like ear effed everybody listening to this with like headphones with my disgusting tongue sounds.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But man, hell of an episode. There
Yeah,
was a point
very
where
good.
there was a point through it where, they're just on this, they're going through this tomb. We're just waiting to kind of hear what happens next. It's a little, I'm getting very anxious. She's sitting there watching this dude just get his guts eaten. So I'm like, okay, what's going to be the call to action? What's going to be the driving force in this episode? And we see everything that happens in the tomb, and then that end scene. I could never have guessed that.
No, honestly, it's too early to say this, but
Mhm.
for like iconic moments, to me, this already sticks out for phase 4.
I think I compare it to, I remember, I think of WandaVision, where, we're watching this sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Wanda. I think it was when when she sees the beekeeper crawl out of the
Yes.
sewer. She was like, "No, no." I'm getting
And
goosebumps,
just
man.
rewind time.
Yeah, she's like, "No, leave me alone." And it just all rewinds. Up to this point, we're watching this sitcom. We're watching WandaVision episode 1 or 2, because you slept through episode 1. We're watching episode 2, and then it rewinds and goes back to like maybe 30 seconds prior. And I remember we both stop and we just stop in our tracks and we look at the screen because, we're watching the episodes on our screen, but then we both like looked at each other and we're like, yeah,
Like,
what
just happened? Like,
weird?
weird?
What? We were in reality for a second. And then Wanda, completely just switched it up. And I think that was like the first moment, other than the whole choking scene, where we realize, there is something sinister and crazy going on in this show that we can't even begin to understand.
Correct.
I don't know. Do you have anything else on this episode? I'm sure there's
Not
something
really,
on your
man. I'm
mind.
sure.
No,
Not really, though, because the thing is, there's only so much to talk about because there's only so many things we know. And the majority of it is just questions, like them just mind bending us, just what's real, what's not real, what's reality, who is Steven, who is Mark, are we gonna see Jake ever? Like,
I know.
we don't know.
In the like minute and a half between finishing up the reaction, buttoning that up, and then starting this new recording, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, how am I gonna talk about that episode when I am still trying to process what I just watched?
Correct.
I don't know. That was a crazy episode. And I'm sorry, but if you weren't a fan of Moon Knight or you thought it was boring up until now, and you see that episode and it doesn't just pull you in like that crevice scene where that monster just pulls Layla, if it doesn't grab you and just yank you into the abyss like that, I don't know what will, because I've never seen anything like that scene in a Marvel movie.
New day and age, baby.
Yep. Let's talk about some Funko Pops.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's start with Moon Knight. I think the first one that came out is this Moon Knight Hot Topic exclusive glow in the dark. There is a common, which is super cool, but
Gotta get the glow.
Exactly.
Have to get the glow.
This glow in the dark one is insane. It was up for pre-order. It's gone, but it will be releasing in stores. Thoughts?
I'm gonna have to go snag it because I did not pre-order. I'm thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna go get it, whatever. Honestly, I don't see it being too big of an issue when it drops. I can probably just go snag it. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. However, so it's Hot Topic, and then we'll obviously we'll get into the other ones here. But thankfully, I have a Hot Topic kind of close by me, so I can just go early before they open. Just wait for the door to open. Like, hey, what up? Give me them.
Yeah, Hot Topic is one that
they're pretty easy to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yes, I
They're consistent for the most part.
I try to refrain from saying easy, but out of the exclusives, this is definitely one that is a little, like you said, a little easier to get. Moving on, we have 2 common pops, nothing crazy, Arthur Harrow and Mr. Knight. These are pretty cool. They were up for pre-order. I assume with how the world is getting a little bit back to normal, we'll be able to find these pops eventually for the low at some point. Quick question. Did you pre-order any of the pops that we're about to talk about?
No.
I know you ordered one. I know you did. If you didn't, I'm going to judge you, but
yes. I did pre-order. Okay.
See, I know you like the back of my hand. Yep. These are pretty cool pops. We have the villain. Well, not even villain so far, but we have the antagonist.
Right.
Harrow,
and I'm debating on Arrow still because Harrow. Sorry. Arthur. I should just say Arthur and Harrow at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm debating on him still just because I want to see what, he plays out as.
I get that.
I 100% will be getting the Hot Topic glow and the Walmart exclusive version of the common Mr. Knight.
Yes, sir. So that
definitely need the glow of both of those.
Definitely. And that was the one we were about to get into, the Walmart exclusive glow in the dark version of Mr. Knight. It's unfortunate that it's Walmart because Walmart is not good for getting exclusives. They are hard to get there. You don't know the release date. You never know with them. And there are so many just beat to crap. Hold up. I'm going to edit that part out. There are so many just beat down pops at Walmart that you'd never know if it's going to be in good condition.
Knock on wood, my Walmart has actually been good lately. And that's a complete change. And the reason I say that is like, I've seen very recent Walmart drops show up there as of late. Obviously it's still very much a coin flip depending on the store, but they're tough because they're just a huge risk if you don't pre-order. The problem with pre-ordering on Walmart is for some reason they include a hard stack.
Yeah, so
I don't want to pay $7 extra for a hard stack, bro.
Dude, like a hard stack's like $9, almost $10. So you go, pops have gone up in value, the base price. So they're about $12 each. So instead of paying $12 for a pop, you're paying like $22 after tax for a pop. And I'm sorry, but I don't need the hard stack. If I needed a hard stack, I would go buy one.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry that the Walmart glow in the dark exclusive Moon Knight is not worthy of a hard stack. Nothing against it. It's an awesome pop.
I only have 2 pops in hard stacks.
Really?
I only have 2 hard stacks. There's maybe 2 more that I would include in that, but that's all I really have. I have almost everything in protectors though.
I have like 6 hard stacks. So we're going to have to talk about that on a later video because I would like to get into that. Next, we have 2 common pops. We have Layla and we have Kanju. Both were up for pre-order. I'm sure you can still get them pretty easily now. I'm sure you can get them from Amazon, Entertainment Earth. Don't go to Big Apple Collectibles because they are not good at completing orders in a timely manner.
Nope. I just got my order that I ordered April 30th of 2021. I got it yesterday.
Heck yeah, man.
Literally yesterday.
Hey, it was 11 and a half months. That's fine. You're good. It was under a year.
Under a year.
So we have Layla and Kanju, and we have the Kanju glow in the dark exclusive from Box Lunch. Personally, I kind of like Box Lunch exclusives. I don't think they're that difficult to get. I know it's different for you. You don't have Box Lunch.
There's not one near me.
You have one. It's like 35 minutes away though. So it's like you just have to make a trip to the mall. But I feel like Box Lunch exclusives, unless they're an absolute grail of a pop, they're not that difficult to get. So I feel like this one will show up in stores pretty consistently.
Yeah, I'd say so. The glow is sick. I personally don't need him. I would love to have him, but
you say that until episode 5 and 6, and he just comes in and there's just that moment where we're reacting to the episode, and in your mind you're like, oh shoot, I need the pop.
Here's what I'm thinking though. I would love to have the 2 glows, the Walmart and the Hot Topic one, okay, side by side. And then whenever we see Jake show up, which I'm assuming will be in this season, I'm sure there will be a pop of him as well in his suit. So I would love to have the 3 of them together.
Yeah.
That's my plan with it.
I just think Kanju, he kind of makes it what it is. He's the embodiment of Moon Knight. So I think it, I don't know. I think it will change when I am at Hot Topic and I send you a picture of it too. I'm like, yo,
do you want it?
do you want
Like,
it? You're like,
yes.
shoot, yeah. Let's just get this straight right now. If you are at Walmart and you are buying the exclusive Mr. Knight, and there are two, just buy me one. All right.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys heard it here first.
Heard.
So that's the end of Moon Knight pops. So I think we're good to go with that. Those are some awesome pops. There are a few that I am going to add to my collection. So yeah,
Definitely.
we will share them with you when we get them. Moving on. Next, we are going to go to the pop that I know that Alec pre-ordered.
Yep, already
Alec,
pre-ordered.
You get into it.
So we have the third installment of the Beyond Amazing Sinister Six scene. So again, those of you who are unfamiliar with this is an Amazon exclusive line. There's 7 total pops that fuse together, kind of like the Avengers Assemble scene. So far, they have announced Doc Ock, which I have received mine. Vulture, which says that it will ship sometime in May. And the most recent addition is Sandman. Now, what's cool about this is the OG Sandman pop looks just like this one. So for those of you who weren't able to find that Sandman, they can now grab this one.
Exactly. And, I think it's super interesting because I think out of this list, we had a pretty good idea that it's Sandman. And I'm looking at the picture now, and we can pretty much sum up that we are going to get Electro. It's pretty obvious.
He's going to be over on the
Electro,
right.
Mysterio in the middle on the left, and then Spider-Man in the middle. I think the one, at least for me, that I'm not too sure on is the one all the way on the left, because
it has to be Goblin.
But it looks exactly like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
except on the left.
Weird.
Like it looks like the exact same pop, just in reverse. I don't know. So I don't even know what to expect.
What makes me have to believe it's Goblin is that's the original Sinister Six.
Yeah.
I don't know why else they would include anyone else.
Yeah.
Makes no sense,
Either way,
I'm thinking it might have just been like a bad edit and you can't see the tail of his hood or of his of his hood.
Yeah, maybe.
Cowl. It's cowl.
We both love Spider-Man, but you are the Spidey connoisseur, so you would know better than I. But we are moving on. You have Sandman pre-ordered. You can pre-order it now from Amazon. What does it cost, Alec?
I believe it's 30.
Okay, $30. Not bad.
$30.
All right, so next we are getting into Guardians of the Galaxy. We have this Walmart exclusive Milano cockpit scene. So we already have Star-Lord that started it off. We got Mantis last month, and just now, the other day, they released Drax. Now, what's interesting is Drax appears to be asleep. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, this was at the beginning of Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. It says Avengers Infinity War in the top right corner. So
when they're like cruising, like dancing.
Exactly. So we have Star-Lord, Mantis, Drax asleep. So the other 3 we know will be Gamora, Rocket, and Groot playing his video game. But the one we most recently got was Drax. It's a cool pop. If I didn't already have a Guardians of the Galaxy section that was, when I say complete, I don't have all the Guardians of the Galaxy pops, but I have one of each.
But like you're satisfied with it.
Yes, I have a nice complete section. If I only had a couple Guardians pops and I just wanted something small, I would get these. I really would. Because what I like about these is it wouldn't, when you think of a collection, it wouldn't take up that much space. It wouldn't take up a whole shelf.
Like they're stacked,
Yes,
so like
exactly. So it's probably about yay big, yay wide.
Right.
So it wouldn't take up that much room, which is, very appealing. And, maybe one day, depending on where the Guardians of the Galaxy storyline goes, maybe I'll sell off a few and I'll switch to this and just collect those and a couple others. You never know. But
what I find interesting is the order they're releasing these in. So like every time they do these assemble pop things that they have to put together, I'm always just kind of curious, like, why'd that one come out first? Why'd you not go left to right? Why are you working that way? Why is, what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I always just kind of find it, what's going to be next? So I just find it strange,
Yeah, I assume because when you look at it, you have Star-Lord in the middle left. They went Mantis in the left back, and then Drax in the left front. So they went middle, back, front. So I would assume that next is right middle, which I can't remember off the top of my head which one it would be.
It should be Rocket.
That's what I was thinking Rocket, but I think our instincts serve us well.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, I think the ones we're most excited to talk about are the Thor Love and Thunder.
Yes.
New
So
pops.
speaking of that, we did a reaction to the trailer that came out yesterday. Go give that a look.
Yes, sir. We also did a reaction to what we thought was the final trailer of Doctor Strange, but after several comments on the video, we now realize that it was a fan trailer and we feel like idiots, but props to the maker of it because we thought it was real.
We were fooled.
We were happy with the results of the video because it did get decent views. And yeah, we read the comments today. No, Alec came up to me today. He was like, "Hey, bro, did you know that trailer we reacted to? That was a fan trailer." I was like, "No, it wasn't." He's like, "Yeah, go read the comments." And sure enough, that mofo was a fan trailer.
We read all the comments, so
we do.
If you like what you see, make sure you drop one.
Yes, sir. So let's get into these Thor Love and Thunder ones.
Yeah,
we will start with the commons. So first, there are 6 common pops that we're looking at right now. We'll start from bottom left and work our way. We have Gore the God Butcher. This is the main villain of the movie. As you can tell, he kills gods. This is played by Christian Bale. So far, the fact that this is a traditional common pop and it has that kind of base, that's
cool.
awesome. That is awesome. Pop. Yeah, I am obviously, since it's the main villain, we're going to have to, both of us will add that to the collection. So we already know that. Awesome pop. So moving to the right, we have an updated Korg. Now, this is a cool pop because, it's always cool to get an updated character of any type. We have what looks to be the fur shoulder pads, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess I would call it.
Exactly. And I really like the Ram belt buckle. What's funny is my old roommate gave me a belt buckle that is a Ram because my last name's Ramsey. He said, "Yo, man, I want you to have this." I was like, "Hell yeah." So it's a cool pop. Yeah. I don't know if I don't think I'll get it personally.
No, this is the 4th Korg they've made. They have like a regular Korg just standing. Then they have Korg holding Meek. Then they have Korg with the video game from Endgame.
At one point, I did have all of them, and currently, I am down to 1. I only have Korg holding.
I have Meek. Korg with Meek. Yeah,
I have Korg with Meek in my Avengers Endgame setup.
I think we got that one together.
Yeah,
we did a couple years ago. Yep,
GameStop. Before we saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Nuts.
Facts.
That's cool. So I don't think I'll get Korg. As much as I like Korg, I don't need to buy another pop unless I can get him for a steal and add him. I don't think I'll get him. Moving to the right, this is an interesting one. We have Meek, and it looks like from what I've heard, he's an insect. He's a type of insect, so he's going to grow. We see him in Ragnarok, and then an Endgame. And from Ragnarok, he starts out about.
He's small, yeah.
He starts out about yay big,
and like then maybe Korg thought he killed him.
He's holding him in his hand, so he's about he's like a medium, like small to medium sized dog. He's holding him. Yeah. And in Endgame in the final lineup, we see Meek.
He has like a suit.
Yeah, I'd say he's like adolescent size, where he's like about half of Korg size. And in this, he looks like he's like the size of a full person, which I don't know what the hell he's wearing. I don't know.
Meek is giving me kind of Groot vibes, where like we're seeing him kind of grow up. He's kind of like an interesting looking character. He has swords for hands.
Yeah, exactly. And he's wearing very interesting clothes. Look like colonial clothes.
From what I saw, he's like not like a senator, but like he's like in the new Asgardian government. Yeah,
exactly. So it is interesting. Moving on from Meek. Well, will you get Meek?
Probably not.
I feel like we have to see what his role in the movie is, because if he's a badass, we gotta
yeah.
Let's move up. We don't know who this character is.
Mm-mm.
We don't know who it is. She has a lot of blue accents. It is a cool pop. knowing how female pops are made, I already can tell that this
She's
one
not going to stand up
it
well.
will not stand up well. But it is a cool pop. We see Thor kiss her in the trailer, which is interesting. At first, when I saw the pop and when I saw the pops announced, I thought it was Valkyrie.
I assume that as well.
And then you see the trailer and it's something completely different. So I don't know what to say about it. I don't know if I'll get it. I don't know who the character is. It's we'll kind of see as we go. Moving to the left, we have Mighty Thor. We have Mighty Thor, Jane Foster as Mighty Thor. This is the common, and we see the updated Thor with Stormbreaker with lightning around it. He's on a base. It's an awesome pop. We can see we have 2 common individual pops here, but I think the cool thing is that we also have a Target exclusive 2-pack, which I think is super cool. Not only do we have a Target exclusive 2-pack of these 2 characters, let's dive into the wormhole a little more. We have a Walmart exclusive 4-pack of Mighty Thor, this random character that we don't know, and Gore the God Butcher. Again,
I need that. I want the 4-pack.
See, again, Walmart exclusive. And me personally, I don't know if I want the 4-pack.
I feel like I need the 4-pack, bro, because it's just. I feel like these are all new characters. I feel like we're going to want to have in our collections. I know for sure I want the 3, right? Of Gore, Mighty Thor, and
Jane. Yeah.
Thor, right?
Yeah, my bad.
So why not just grab the 4th? Because I guarantee she has a very big role.
This is my dilemma. When I think of a 4-pack, if I buy a 4-pack, I don't have any 4-packs. So if I buy a 4-pack, I will want to keep it in the box. And if I keep it in the box, that just takes up so much space. That's
Correct.
my main worry, is that if I get these 4 common pop, like I don't need a 2-pack of them. There's no point in it. If I can get these 4 pops and keep them out of box, I'm probably going to do that because I want to buy these pops to conserve space, because mostly if I don't get them as an exclusive, I will take them out of the box and I'll figure out some way to display them. But if I get a 4-pack, I'm looking, that takes up darn near half of a shelf.
Right. Oh no, I would 100% take those out. I'm just thinking
of the 4-pack.
Yes, 100%.
Really? Then what? Then I'm curious, why get the 4-pack then?
It's cheaper.
What if it isn't cheaper?
It will be though, 100%.
What? All right, but you look at some of you look at the Marvel 4-packs we have, they are not cheaper. They are much more expensive. Maybe it's because they're a lot harder to find, which I assume this will be too. Let's say this is kind of like the Civil War 4-pack or another 4-pack. I know there are more. Will you still take them out of box?
For space conservation, temporarily, yes.
Temporary. All right. I feel like this is an easy. It's easy to say what we think until when we get to Walmart and it's staring us in the face. Well,
right. I'm like, that's sick. Like,
I'll be like, dang, screw me. I gotta have it. So yeah, so we had Mighty Thor. We went from the 2 commons to a 2-pack to a 4-pack. And finally, well, let's go back to the other common, the ride. We have the Asgardian tours. We have Thor, which I don't know if they're goats or rams. I assume they're goats because he is the goat. But we have him in his Nordic boat being pulled by 2 majestic looking goats.
I think they're rams.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've never seen a brown ram though.
The thing is, I know for a fact Thor does have a ship that's pulled by rams. I can't think of the name of it. Like I could look it up and find it, I'm sure, but
well, we have Asgard tours here to guide us in the right direction. So this is a cool ride. Depending on how prevalent this is in the movie, I don't know if I'll get it just again for sake space, but definitely a really, really cool pop.
No, 100%.
I think finally we have 2 more. We have Mighty Thor unmasked. This is a Books a Million exclusive. Alec,
We haven't seen one of
when
those
is
in a
the-
minute.
when is the last time you saw a Books a Million exclusive?
God, it's been a
A
while.
relevant one.
There's no Books of Millions in Arizona.
Really? Dude,
Nope.
I can't think of a Books a Million that's near me.
No.
No. I'm thinking of Barnes and Noble. There's maybe one Books a Million within an hour of here, maybe
Yeah,
in
strange.
Pittsburgh.
Oh well,
So,
whatever.
I mean, I think the good thing is it looks like Mighty Thor. It looks like she's holding Mjolnir, but the other pop just looks so much cooler. So
100%.
I don't see myself wanting this one, even though it is a cool pop. Now,
No,
I
the
think
pop in the box, which we're about to get into, is
Yes.
way cooler.
I think the hard question is the pop in a box exclusive, which pop in a box exclusives aren't hard to get. You just have to
Not at all.
order it off their website. We have the glow in the dark Mighty Thor. So we see the entire base is glow in the dark. The cracks in Mjolnir are glow in the dark, and the lightning surrounding it are glow in the dark. I don't know which one I'd go with, but pop in a box. I think the only hard part is that I don't want to pay $20 for this pop. And I feel like after tax, I'll be paying close to $18, $19 for it.
Right.
And I don't know if it's worth that just to see it glow. But
No,
still,
I don't think I'll be getting that one. But however, if you are a big fan of the movie, get this one. It is
Yeah.
sick. It would look really cool next to the glow Thor from Ragnarok.
I think just looking at the latest Thor pops, if you are a Thor collector, your collection, if you collect any and everything Thor, your collection is about to grow substantially. It's darn near about to double. If you try to collect, like I said, anything and everything, you are about to double your collection almost, because I'm looking at my Thor pops, and granted, I don't have everything, but I have one from each movie except the original Thor. I even have the Thor from the original Avengers, which is hard to get. But man, if you want to collect a lot of Thor pops, this is going to bolster your
It's gonna
collection.
help you out a lot.
Which
But it's cool because it adds like side characters and all
Exactly.
that. That's what makes it grow, makes it look more like not just Thor, it's about Thor. Like
Exactly. And the fact that there are so many like different variants, because you can get the 4-pack, you can get the commons, you can get the 2-pack. I think there are a lot of options for everybody. That's super cool.
no doubt.
And we didn't go into the keychains, but the 4-pack that we mentioned, there is also keychain versions of each of those. But I'm not a big keychain collector.
I have one on my keys, but that's about it.
Spidey. I have, I think, 2 keychain. I had more, but I lost a few of them because I had Chicken Deadpool from that random, the mystery pack you and I bought together. I got a Chicken Deadpool. But yeah, it looks like that's all the pops
Pretty
we
much
have.
it, man.
Yeah, that's all the new ones coming out Marvel for the most part. So yeah, I'm super excited. I know Alec is too. Alec, what's your favorite
Always.
one other than Sandman out of the ones that came out?
To be honest, probably Mighty Thor.
Even with the Moon Knight ones.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's got to be the straight up Moon Knight,
Yeah,
or
same.
Mr. Knight, one of the two. I'm just excited
Really?
to have both of them.
Yeah,
I just like the whole vibe of the glow
Yeah.
with the moon, with the
I
whole-
get that.
It's gonna look sweet.
Yeah, my favorite. I love the Moon Knight one, and even the new Thor. That is an awesome looking.
It's
pop.
dope. I know.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker looks sweet.
It does, and it's going to be interesting to see what Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, what role those weapons play in this movie and in the franchise moving forward.
Yeah, man.
Sir. But everybody, thank you very much for tuning in to Carbonite Collecting. I hope that you found something awesome in this video. I know we really like these pops. And if you're a Marvel nerd, I think it's impossible for you to not like some of these. At least 1 or 2 of these pops. They're awesome. We watched an awesome episode of Moon Knight tonight. So I hope you found something awesome in this. Don't forget to come back to the channel day in and day out. We have a video coming out every day, whether it be a pop list, a reaction, a podcast episode, a fact, anything. We can't thank you enough. But until the next video, guys, or until the next time you're on the channel, make sure to keep it popping.
Remember, the Force will be with you.